there, Diana from Adirondack Girl at Heart. I teach vintage and antique lovers how to create successful antique businesses that they love. One of the ways I do that is through these videos. Another way is through my website, adirondackgirlatheart.com. It's filled with all kinds of great articles about different vintage and antiques. I know you'll love it. Don't forget to check it out. Today I'm sharing a load of farmhouse style finds that I picked up on our last trip to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is where my husband is from and where his parents still live, and so we love to visit them as often as possible. Let's get started. Let's take a look at some of the finds. This is one of my favorite. I sell a lot of mortar and pestles. So this is the mortar and this is the pestle for grinding herbs. This is a marble example, and I picked it up for $12, and it should sell for about $45 to $48 from my antique booth. Really, really like that. And here's a couple of, I'll call them ephemera. So these are actually not farmhouse. Should have put it in a different box, but in any event, I have a box full of these. I think there are 12 of them, and they hold documents up here, and then you have separate places to put things. Anyway, things like this sell really well for me on Etsy. Old office supplies is what I call them. In a box of 12, I think I will price it about 30 or 35, and we'll see how that goes. Now here is a really wonderful older piece. I spent $5 on it, came in this bag. The Common School, oh let it light shine through our country story. Here lies her wealth, her strength, her might. Here rests her future glory. So this is some kind of certificate from 1889. You know what? I think now that I'm looking at it more closely, I think it's a report card with this wonderful, wonderful typography. More on the back. I am hoping something like this would bring $20 to $25. There's another page. Just fell in love with that. Thought that was really neat. And then I picked up these two, they're called Two Weekly Time book. And they were each $2.75. I will sell them together, I think, on Etsy, where I sell old journals and date books and address books and things like that quite regularly. They're great for scrapbookers, junk journalers, altered art designers, and I think I'll probably put maybe $30, $28 to $32 on this pair. Really cool. And then we have a shaker design book. I pick up everything shaker because I do love the shakers, and I live near one of the shaker sites. The Shaker Heritage Society originally was part of Watervliet, now it's part of Colony. And I may put it in my library. I have a little library of shaker books, but I might also sell it. So it was $1, and I would probably put $10 or $12 on that. Shaker designs for furniture. And then the last little book that I have, and last piece of ephemera, is this little Bible. It's cloth covered, and I think it would look great in a stack of little miniature books. It was 50 cents, and I will price it at $8 to $10 unless I decide to keep it, which I can. I might. Okay, so I started selling candles. I started making candles to sell. Haven't sold any yet because I haven't brought any either to the shop or to the craft show, but I want to make them in vintage pieces, like this wonderful, this is a sponge design there and hand painted floral design, not marked or anything. Didn't have a saucer. It's in perfect condition. And hopefully something like that would sell for $10 because you're buying the vintage or antique piece plus the candle. I don't know, we'll see. And then I had a surprise 60th birthday party for my sister. It was a crafting party here right before Thanksgiving. And we had charcuterie board and wine and crafting and game playing. My sister is a gamer. And then, so I made these little candles as favors. I picked these up on Amazon. They were less than $1 each, and then I made candles out of them. So in Pittsburgh, I picked up 2 pieces to make into candles. So 50 cents. Thought that would be adorable as a candle. And then this one, really, really sweet. Also 50 cents, not marked on the bottom, in really good shape. Has a turkey in there. Is that adorable? Yeah, so that's my new crafting adventure, just making candles. All right, let's take a look at a couple of Christmas items. Not too many in this batch. This is a newer ornament, but so farmhousey, right? It's made with different natural things like twigs and, I don't know, is that a pine cone thingy-majigger? Anyway, thought that was cute. It was 50 cents. And I will bring it up to the shop and price it at about $5 for that. And then here's sheep was $1, part of a nativity scene. I'm sure it's marked made in Japan, dates to probably the 60s. And I will price that at $6 or $7. Here's another ceramic piece. You've probably seen these around. They're made in China. Made in China. It was 99 cents, and I used these on the gaudy Christmas wreaths that I make and sell every year at the craft show. I have been saving up a bag that is just Santa ornaments, and so I'm going to make a Santa wreath, and I sell them for $42. I have tips and instructions on how to make your own gaudy wreath on my website, so I will link to that. And then I picked up German glass pickle ornaments made in Germany. It was $1.25, and it should sell for about $10 to $12, $15 on Etsy. I could sell it also from my antique booth, but for less. So we'll have to see. Last time I sold a pickle ornament on Etsy, it broke on the way, so I wasn't too happy about that, even though I had wrapped it very carefully. So I sell a lot of red wooden beads at Christmas time, and these look like wood, and they're a nice sort of warm farmhousey color, and so they were $1. They were $1, and I will sell them for 10. Hopefully, we'll give that a try, right? Okay. Now, what should we look at next? I have a couple of, last Christmas thing. I think it's the last Christmas thing. This like a weather vane. It's got a deer at the top. I was thinking I might use it to display necklaces, but also I could just sell it as is. It was $3 at Goodwill, and I think it's worth about $25. $25 for that. So a couple of linens. I have an article coming up on these cute little crocheted hot pads. Is that what they're called? Hot pads? Okay, I'm drawing a blank. In any event, these are versions that I do not have currently to photograph and write about. So it was 66 cents for 2 of them. Nice little flower there. Love the pink. They're not in perfect shape. Now this one looks to be brand new. Love the little green in that one. And then here's a little bit more of a plain one. I do think I have one like that. And then here are some a pair of red floral hot pads. So this pair was $1.50 for the 2 of them. Great price, I think. If I was going to sell them, I'd probably price them at $6 each. but I won't be selling them for a little while because, like I said, I have an article coming out. I also have an article coming out on hankies. I always pick up Christmas versions because they sell really well. This was 50 cents and it should sell for $4 or $5. And then the last linen is this really cute, it says Saturday. It's a towel. One of those thin cotton ones that are for glassware. Usually specifically, that's how they talk about them. It was $1.41 and I will price it. It's in really good shape. Don't think it was ever used. There's no stains or rips or tears or anything. So I'm thinking $10, $8 or $10 for that. I do sell linens, not super quickly and not for a huge amount of money, but I don't do too badly with them. Okay, let's take a look at some ceramics. I have an article on my website all about cheese crocks and no real mark on the bottom, just that number. But this one has all of its pieces minus its little rubber thingamajiggy. I can't think of the name of. I'm 62 and I don't remember everything. This was $2. Just love this spattered look. And this, I would price at about $15 and a link to that article down below. And this is a piece marked Germany on the bottom. Very pretty, delicate, lovely shape. It was $1 and I would price it at 10. Just really like that shape. And then a little toothpick. I have an article all about toothpicks. It was $1 and just sweet with the roses on there. $10 to $12. I picked up 3 of these little pots. Are they escargot pots? That's my guess. 66 cents each. I love them. You could also put a little tea light candle in there. Salt, you could use them as salts. In any event, I have 3 of them and I will probably price each at $4 unless I keep them because they're heavy. They're very ironstony. And they do have some sort of mark on the bottom that I didn't notice. It's like letters down there. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Okay. Couple of more ceramic things. Picked up this lion. He was $1.25. Probably Japanese, and just love the look of that lion. And we'll price it at $8. And then 2 of the cutest little Scotties. They were 75 cents each, and they should sell for $6 each. I'm trying to buy as many small items like that and like the escargot and like the toothpick because at the moment they are the real money makers for me. And you can fit a lot of them in your booth. So that's the way I'm going. Now I don't have any plastic things except for this celluloid lion. Very, very lightweight. Back in the day, he would have sold for like $12 to $15. I paid $1.25 and I'll put him in my locked case and price him at 10, 8 to 10 and give him a try. See how he does. All right, lots of wood and metal items. So the first one is just a very common West clock ruler. It was $1 and I sell them for $3 to $4. And then a box of pencils. These are number 3 pencils, so they're like medium hard or medium soft. But the box is just great, right? So I paid $1 right there, $1 for them. And what I've been doing is collecting together several art-related items and then selling them as a lot. It's probably worth $8 or $9 maybe on its own on Etsy. Now this is really cool. This was $2 and it's a strainer. Somebody took one of these hand strainer thingies and attached it to a handle. So what I would do with wood that's like this, that's a little dusty and not so clean, is I would use some of my homemade wood salve. I have the recipe on my website, and I'll link to that. So I'll take a little bit of the wood salve and apply it. Oops. Apply it to the handle just to bring out the wood, right? To moisten it, for lack of a better word. It's thirsty. It's thirsty wood, and it wants a little bit of wax, and so that will just make it all the more attractive, right? So it's $2. Once I'll wax the whole thing and price it up $12 to $15. I would call this a primitive piece. And I'll hang it on the wall somewhere in my booth. Now, I've never seen a little wooden jug like this. I have an article about mini pitchers, which is what I would call this. This is probably turned on a lathe, the bottom, and then pulled off and hand carved at the top. That's my guess. It was $1, and I think it's worth about $8 to $10. But I will probably be keeping that for a little while. Now I have two little folk arty sort of pieces. Here's a Scotty dog. So he's very simple, very sort of flat, not so three-dimensional, right? 99 cents at Salvation Army, and he's worth about 10 or 12. And then here's a much more intricate piece. It's a little girl holding a baby with a duck at her feet, and it's a little rough, right? It's not perfect, although look at the details on her face. She was $4, and I think she's worth about 25 to 30 from my antique booth, and more from Etsy. Nice little piece. And I do have an article about folk art in general on my website, so I will link to that. And then I picked up this frame. It's $4. I just thought it was fantastic. Really nice two layers of frame there made out of barn wood, and I'll have to find the perfect something to put inside, but I'm guessing I probably have it somewhere in my stash. All right, another wooden piece, a bent wood basket with a handle. It was $4 at a thrift store that I really enjoy shopping at in Hudson, New York. And this is all hand painted, really nice work. Definitely a 1980s piece. That's what this says to me. But it was so well done, the basket's so useful and functional. For $4, I thought I could buy it and sell it for $20, $25, $28, something like that. I'll be right back. Okay, I just had to move a few things a little closer. Last wooden piece is this, I think it's the side of a crate. Yes, it's the side of a crate. You can see where it was nailed together there. It was $5, hard to read on that tape, but I just thought, you know, the red stands out, Lakewood Bartlett pears, just a really nice sign that should sell for $25 to $30. Like that piece a lot. Okay, now we have some metal things. I'm going to save the most fun piece for last, so hang in there. $1.50 for red-handled scissors. I put these in spools of string and jute and wire, that sort of thing, and sell them for, depending on how big, you know, the spool is, anywhere from like $15 to $25, $30. This is a nicer pair, very large, great red handles, so that will go in a larger spool. Now this is the is part of an ice cream scoop, It's missing its handle. The handle would have attached right there. They're worth about $25 when they're whole, but I just love the little heart shape there. It was $2.99. It looks like a Christmas tree to me. I thought there was some crafty something I could do with that. If you have any ideas, let me know. Mention them in the comments. And then a jar. This is from a Restore, Habitat Restore. This jar of all these metal hinges, I'm not sure how they work together, but I felt like these two, see there's space right there, these two could be put onto a piece of wood like this, and then a picture of some sort or small framed something could go right in there, right in this slot. That's what I was thinking. But then there's other pieces that sometimes I use pieces like this to decorate a sign that I've made. So anyway, it was $1. It's $1 for this entire very large jar. Look how large that is. Well, I guess it's not that large, but it is full. Oh, there's writing on the back of this. ON.blind. And so maybe I'll need to check out, are these things antique hingy things that are worth something on their own? I'll have to take a look. Again, let me know if you know anything about them. Okay. And then also at the Habitat, I picked up this document box, a little paper label there. And no, it doesn't have the key. Looks good inside, of course, because that's been protected. It does have the handle. You can't really use it because you can't lock it. But it's quite old. I would date it to turn of the century. It was $5 and quite a large example. And I have other sizes, so I kind of want to stack them on top of each other and maybe display them that way. I'm not sure, but on its own, I would price this at about $40 to $45 for this piece. Okay, so last item I have to show you. It's farmhouse style, but it's not super old, right? It's a pig doorstop. I mean, how cute is that pig? And the quilt, the red and white quilted, you know, patchwork on the bottom there. Just love it. It was $6.96, so about $7 from a Salvation Army. And I would price him at about $40 or $45 because he's spectacular. Don't you think? All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed seeing today's farmhouse finds. And as always, happy hunting.